used to watch them, but now Haven done got into it because I put her down. Like, you need to check these motherfuckers out, dog.
What's that one show? I think it got like a couple stickers of them. Wonderful World of Gumball or some shit like that. That show's mad funny.
The Amazing World of Gumball.
Amazing World of Gumball.
Yeah, I fuck with that show.
That and Teen Titans or whatever.
Teen Titans, alright.
It's just cool that they
Jeff, will you hit that fan?
they put a bunch of good adult humor in those things.
Chowder, I don't know what happened to Chowder, but I like Chowder a lot too.
Chowder was dope.
Yeah.
You ever watch Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
I never watched it. I heard it was pretty
I'm not a fan. It's not bad. It's good. It's real good actually, but I don't know. It's good, but I just feel like people hype it up way too much. It's one of them shows where people that like it really fuck with it and they act like it's the best shit ever, and then you go watch it and you're just like, why'd you have to act like it's the best shit ever? You know, because
like,
now
not,
I'm like
there's so many shows to like compare those things. Like Family Guy's like, it's fucking hilarious.
yeah. I mean, to
South
me, The
Park's
Simpsons is like,
really over Family Guy.
yeah, because maybe because of nostalgia. I mean, if you're just talking funny, then Family Guy.
Yeah, Family
I mean,
Guy's
Family Guy is just and what's the other one? South Park.
Yeah.
Those two are goats. But to me, The Simpsons is why those were possible, because
That's
The
good. Good
Simpsons
point.
came before, and like, you know, they weren't allowed to be as they had to teeter on the edge, and then like kind of paved the way for shows like Family Guy and American Dad. I like American Dad. That
American
shit
Dad's
cracks
funny,
me
but
the fuck
The
up.
Simpsons used to be good. Like when I was a kid, I remember The Simpsons being really good. Like when they had like their Halloween specials or Christmas specials and shit. Like you look forward to that shit because it's like annual thing. They always did it, and that shit was just mad
Yeah,
funny,
that shit was dope. My favorite is Bob's Burgers though.
See,
I
I've
fuck
never
with Bob's.
watched Bob's Burgers. Man.
Oh, you should. I mean, I don't want to hype it up like I've been
Yeah.
saying, but you should watch it. That shit is really, really fucking good.
I guess, do you know what I started watching again? I don't know. Mainly because I watched Chimp Crazy. I started watching Tiger King again.
Yeah.
Dude, you forget like the wonderful piece of white trash that was whenever we were
Yeah.
in 2020,
Yeah.
dude. Like it was a fucking masterpiece.
Did you watch the monster shit?
Yeah.
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 We didn't talk about that on here, did we?
Have you finished it?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I'm glad you finished this because now we can talk about this shit. I've seen most of because like Christina was into it, and I would like tap in for like 2-3 episodes at a time, but I think it's only like 9 episodes, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I seen it and I kind of got the gist of what was going on, but I've read something about like them boys did an appeal, and they're like, there's a possibility they're getting out. If the show was any kind of accurate portrayal of what really went on, the motherfuckers don't need to get. It's that one brother don't need to get out. The crazy one, I guess Lyle. I think that's it.
I think that they played it up because I watched another documentary that's on there. That's like a real documentary. It's not that Hollywooded out shit like the Monsters thing is. And you listen to them talk. They like have them talking over the phone in prison and everything. And I don't think them. I mean, he's been in prison for 35 fucking years, so maybe he's changed. I mean, obviously he's not the same as he was 35 years ago, but he doesn't seem as crazy as the fucking show makes him out to be. You know what I'm saying?
What did they get sentenced to? Life, like forever, never getting out.
I think consecutive life sentences without the chance of parole. Like
That means like you're there 70 years. Because it's weird that they say life sentence because like it's like really like what 30 years. How long is a life sentence, Jeffrey?
they say 25 to life, so life is. I mean, consecutive life sentences, you're gonna die in prison. Yeah,
Okay, well,
without the chance of parole. Yeah.
But that's crazy that you can whack your parents or kill one parent, I guess, and get out in 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
Like maybe you learned your lesson. Like
Well, I think life
maybe
in
not.
prison means you die in prison. It doesn't matter how long. There's no number to it. It's just like you'll stay in prison until you die. But there's circumstances where you can be paroled, which would be after 25 to life. So I think after 25 years, you can be eligible for parole. And if you could show the board that you're competent or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying?
What's it say?
That's what it says pretty much, yeah. But what I heard, Lewis was telling me today that you remember during the documentary or the monster shit, they said Eric had written his cousin a letter in the first trial, his cousin testified to him writing him a letter and telling him that what was going on
Their
in the
dad
house.
just jerk him off or some shit like that.
Well,
he seen the dad jerking him off or some shit.
But Eric, the younger brother, wrote a letter to his cousin,
Right,
saying like, we're living in hell, my dad's raping us, and da 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 da, like, please help us, and all this shit. And his cousin, in the first trial, they allowed him to testify to that, but in the second trial, they wouldn't let him testify because there was like, it's hearsay, and it's like, you're just a cousin, and like blah 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 blah, like there is no note. But allegedly the note has like been found or something recently, like real recently, like, and so that might be something that can get them a new trial because it wasn't.
But either way, okay, your dad was raping you. That doesn't mean that you're justified in killing him.
No, it
unless
doesn't.
he was like
It
actively in the act of doing it and you killed him or some shit, I guess. But
it doesn't, and like
I'm talking about in the eyes of the law. I think it's perfectly fine to kill your dad if he's raping you. I'm saying like in the eyes of the law, they're probably going to be like,
you should have spoke up.
That's super duper fucked up,
yeah.
but you're still not allowed to kill people.
For real. But also, if all that's true, then they wouldn't have did double life. You know what I'm saying? It would have been more like manslaughter.
Yeah, but they shot them they shot each one of them like 10 times in the head or face or so. I mean, I don't know how many times.
Yeah, I'm not negating.
How many times can you shoot somebody in the face?
I don't think anyone's negating what they did, but it's just crazy that like the first fucking trial was a hung jury. Them motherfuckers deliberated for 30 days and couldn't come to an agreement. So they deemed it a mistrial. So then they had to go back and do the trial all over again because it was a mistrial. And in the second trial, the judge was basically like, manslaughter's off the table, second degree. It's like either they did it or they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your two choices. So then the jury was like, well, it only took them like a day or two to fucking deliberate because they were like, basically either we're letting them walk free or we're charging them with murder, like first degree murder or whatever. And that's kind of fucked up because...
Well, but hold on. Now when you watching the show, from what I've seen, the original story that they came up with was, oh, God, who killed my parents? I don't know. We just came home and found them. And then they started, shit started coming out like, oh, yeah, well, we killed our parents. That right there fucks you. If you tried to lie off rip, you're fucked because... Yes.
They did a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
But the point of it is you can't... So, like, even if you're a juror, right, and the judge gives you those two options, and you and I are, like, jurors, and we're like, damn, man, the dad did fuck him and molest these kids, fuck them up, and all of that shit. So, I think, like, if I could decide, I would say, man, put them in jail for... I'm not saying this is what it would be, but I'm just saying, like, a juror might be like, man... They did wrong. They should still serve 15 years, 20 years, and then have the chance to restart their life because their dad led them to do this shit. Whereas the judge is like, you either spend life in prison or you let them walk free. And then if you're a juror, you're like, well, I can't let them walk free because they admitted to it. They did all the shit you're talking about. Yeah. So I have to convict them of the most heinous crime that this is all I have. These are my two choices. Two
options.
Yeah. And that's not how trials always are.
Hey Jeffrey, look up how much time Joe Exotic got in prison. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but usually you can I don't know, man. I guess like fuck, man. You got fucking rapists getting out after 2 years and shit, But well,
that's what I'm curious
somebody
about.
kills their rapist and they gotta do life in prison. And it's just like, well,
justice system fucked up.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not trying to defend those dudes because what they did was fucking horrific. And I'm like,
he got 22 years.
Yeah,
and he didn't even kill nobody.
No, he was just trying to get somebody killed. So I don't know, man. Fuck him, But what was crazy was in that documentary how like right before their trial, the OJ trial was happening after
Oh
their first trial.
That was
so
yeah,
then
was
that
weird.
judge was like, "Fuck, we ain't letting this shit happen again," because everybody
Yeah.
was outraged that
That
OJ
that
got
was in
off.
California too, right? Both of them.
Same fucking
One of the same
county. He was in the same jail as them boys.
and one of the girl lawyers was a part of OJ's team or some shit like that. Wasn't have something to do with something?
No, I mean, it was the same prosecutor, I think, and DA and judge, like the whole shit.
I thought the girls
shebang.
who coached him to make him cry on stage or on the stand and shit. I thought she had something to do with the OJ team.
Probably. I mean, I can't
forget,
remember,
man.
but I wouldn't doubt it. You know.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of weird circumstances
Yeah.
kind of surrounding the trial parts of that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, bro,
You know?
or you could just not kill your parents. Run away. You had fucking plenty of money and plenty of ability.
or like you said, you could have killed him and then waited for the police to show up and been like, this motherfucker's been raping us and fucking with us our whole lives, and our mom fucking, was complicit in this shit and was trying to.
The way they made it out is their mom was like, let it happen, right? But then their mom used to like look at their dicks or some shit.
Yeah, because they thought the younger one was gay. And he
Yeah.
was out fucking dudes, and then coming home, and then she knew the dad was fucking him, so she wanted to make sure
Dad
he
wasn't
wasn't
getting AIDS and shit.
Yeah, bringing it home to the dad so that she wouldn't get that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking
weird,
weird fucking people, dude. You thought your family was fucked up.
Yeah, no shit.
Thought
Dude.
my family was fucked up.
Bro, I heard a crazy ass story. Did you hear about that dude that got shot in Somerville like last week or some shit? No. All right, so this is what the news says, but this lady's walking her dog. She's got like a little ankle biter dog or whatever, a small dog. She's walking the dog. There's two men. One of them, I don't know how old the second one was, but they're both like older men, 40s and 50s. But the 55-year-old man, they're riding their bikes. They hear this lady screaming bloody murder and shit. So they fucking haul ass over there because she's screaming help and all this shit. So they haul ass over there. They find her being attacked by a pit bull. Her and her dog being attacked by a pit bull, a loose pit bull. So they start helping her fight this dog off and shit. Hit the dog off her. Well, I guess it happened like near her house or in her front yard. So then she has her key and she's trying to get in her front door, screaming and all that shit still. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, oh my God. Ah. Opens the door, gets inside, still screaming. And when she gets inside, her fucking husband comes around a corner, shoots the fucking dude that's helping her, shoots him dead right there in the fucking front yard, shoots him twice. And fucking, I think he got arrested, got out on bond or some shit, but I don't know. I think they're going to charge him with manslaughter or some shit. But I'm just like, damn, bro, how shitty is that, bro? You know? And like I was talking to Raven about it. She was like, that's why you can't fucking, yeah, there it is. That's why you can't help people no more, you know?
You hear about these stories, right? So there'll be a story of a man beating his girlfriend up or some shit. Somebody steps in to help out, and the girlfriend fucking pulls a gun and shoots the dude.
Yeah.
That's beating her boyfriend up. It's just like, dude, man, it's just like, you want me to be a good person or not?
Yeah.
We know the story the one time when we was at Casey Butler, because a Randy fucking jawed dude off for fucking with his girlfriend, and it turned into a situation. She turned on Randy and shit. It was like, dude, what the fuck,
then
dude?
she got
Like,
mad at him. It was like, damn, he was just slapping you around and shit.
Yeah,
Now I'm the
beating
bad
your
guy.
ass.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This shit is kind of fucking crazy,
Well,
though, man.
I think-
do you
I-
help people or do you not help
Well, I
people?
would like to get a Leo, a law enforcement officer in here, because I've heard that, like, from police officers that I know, that domestic violence calls are like the scariest ones to go to, because there's a lot of emotion attached to that shit. There might be kids involved, and women, and somebody coming about their house with a shotgun and don't want to see no police after they just finished beating their wife, and you know, shit just get crazy. There was a story here a while back where somebody shot through the door, right? Somebody shot through the door and killed some police or some shit. This was a couple years ago. Maybe about 10 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I mean,
Dude, if you don't like your woman, just leave, dude. Just fucking leave. If I mean, that sounds. I know that sounds fucked up of me to say, but just because I'm not a woman and a woman can't just fucking leave a abusive relationship. But dude, find a way out, please, ladies.
yeah, please.
Please.
Well, I was talking with Lewis today. I ain't gonna get into specifics or say nobody's name, but we were just talking about how people are just terrible judges of character. And it's like,
Well, it's insecurity. I think it's okay. I'm sorry to make a joke. Go ahead.
nah, I mean, you're right. It is insecurity, and it's like, I think that especially it's especially true with people that had fucked up childhoods. Didn't get the love they needed from home, didn't have a structured home, and then they get older and they either turn into what they hated or they go find and date what they hated. You know what I'm saying? And it just like, if to somebody on the outside, you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like you hated your mom, and now you are your mom, and your dad wasn't around, and he beat up on your mom, and then you go fucking find a guy that's just like that. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, or guys too. Like that'll like find, have mothers that were like either super controlling or fucking, or the opposite, like partiers and this and that, and like left them to their own devices and weren't really there for them, and then that guy's like attracted to that. They want that craziness in their life, and it's like, it's like, and you don't get it. It's just like, you of all people should see these red flags instantly. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's that whenever you know it as normal, it's just normal, dude. It's just it doesn't seem for if you grew up like, I didn't grow up in a household like this, but I can only imagine that if you grew up in a household where you've seen your dad slap your mom, right? Maybe not every day, maybe not all the time. It wasn't like an every night thing, but maybe there were a few instances in life where you seen your dad slap your mom,
yeah,
and your parents stay together for all eternity or whatever. But somewhere in the line, you're like, oh, it's okay to slap your wife every now and again. Like,
yeah,
I think that's just part of what happens to the human psyche. It's just like, you see that shit. So it's the same thing as if you live in a household where you see your parents constantly date each other, like each other. They have a Friday nights, they sit down on the couch and they watch TV and eat ice cream. That's their thing. Maybe whenever you get older, you're like, okay, that's what you're supposed to do. It's really, I mean, it's kind of, I think it's kind of basic psychology.
I mean, you're
product
right.
of your environment.
You're right, but I think that where you're wrong is that there are people who will say how fucked up their childhood was and tell you how fucked up their mom was, or how fucked up their dad was, or how fucked up their relationship was, and then still go do that. Like,
Sure.
Like, I can understand if you are kind of like, and I guess what I'm saying is, you're telling me you understand this shit's not normal. It's bad. And then you go into it. You know what I'm saying? And you do it knowing it's not normal. And
No,
it's bad.
what I'm saying is, like, somewhere in your head you think it's okay to do wrong every now and then.
Right, but
Some people are just like that, dude.
I mean, yeah, hurt people. The cycle is a vicious cycle. But I'm just saying, like, if I don't know, I guess it's like I've said before. It's like me and my brother. Like, I look at my past and my upbringing, and I'm like, well, I'm not never gonna do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no, like, thanks. Like, I'm always learning. You know what I mean? And like, I'm like, like a kid that touches the fucking burner, you're like, hey, that shit's hot, I'm not gonna touch it again, bro. Like, and some people just keep touching it and keep touching it. It's like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it when you're a young kid, and there are people that just don't know no better, but if you know better, then you should do better. If you knew better,
you do better. Each one teach one.
And it does suck, man. I mean, I know that people go through rough and wild shit, I mean, especially, I mean, everybody, that's what I think, like, that's the hardest part about that Menendez case, is like, it's really hard to connect with those people because they're so rich, and like,
yeah, they're out of touch.
They're out of touch, and like, to them, they had, like, we were talking about normalcy, and they had no idea what being normal was. You know what I'm saying? And like, them killing their parents and shit, like, they don't even understand like violence and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I know they were 19 or 20, they were both 18, 19 or so when they did that shit, but I feel like they grew up in Hollywood around glamour, glitz, you know what I'm saying? Like they met OJ Simpson before they met him in jail and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Yeah, like he been to their house and like threw the football with them because their dad's a bigwig. You know what I'm saying? And like, so to them, like the shit's like literally life is like a fucking movie. You know, their dad's a big record exec. They fucking met all these people. So like, I don't think I'm sure they knew that like killing people was bad.
Sure,
but at the same time, their reality is so fucking warped.
Not us. We don't go. People like us don't go to jail, right? Like that.
Yeah, you know. And
what
like,
was that one kid that they said that he had he used to get in all kind of trouble, but he ended up stealing his parents' car or some shit, driving at like 100 miles an hour through a neighborhood. It killed like 4 people. It was called it was like affluenza. They said like he really like he had his parents were so rich and he was so well off and shit that he just did not. And he was young when he did. He was like 16.
Oh yeah, okay.
His parents were so well off that he just didn't have a 16-year-old kid that just didn't have the understanding of what's wrong. Like what is like nothing he can do is wrong. He's never been in trouble.
There's no repercussions.
There's no repercussions. So he was driving his car through, and apparently, I think I listened to a podcast about it. What happened was somebody had their car broke down in front of their house. They were changing a tire in front of their house or some shit, or in front of in a neighborhood street, and he just came flying up this thing and like went airborne and hit the guy, changed the tire, killed I think he ended up killing like 4 people. Yeah. And he got off on his defense being like he seriously didn't know any better. Yeah. He didn't know he could get in trouble for that shit. He didn't think anything was going to happen.
Which is fucked up, but it's also true because I mean to an extent, but like the
genius legal move.
Well, like the two boys we started talking this whole conversation about, like, you know, they were robbing houses.
Were they?
Yeah, they were robbing all these houses in Beverly Hills because they knew the friends and the people. They knew they were like, oh, they're on vacation. Like they weren't like armed robbery shit, but they would just break into houses, steal all the jewelry and shit. They finally got caught with a bunch of fucking shit. And their dad like drove them around and made them knock on everybody's door that they stole from, and he like wrote them a check. Was like, how much did they steal from you? Well, he made them ask. Like it was like $10,000 worth of shit. 10,000, you know, and then bought their way out of trouble. And then when he was in Princeton, the older one was going to, I think it was Princeton, and he almost got kicked out because he was like plagiarizing shit. And his dad literally goes in there and he's like, they're like, you know, for the parent teacher meeting. And the dean is like, I gotta kick him out. You know, I gotta kick him out. You know, and his dad's like, no, you're not kicking him. You know how much fucking money I give this school? You know, you're not fucking kicking him out. And he was like, well, the best I can do is a suspension. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, that's it. You know, and then like his dad took him and let him
home, butt fucked him.
Probably.
So that raises another question.
But yeah, my point to that was to say they don't know consequences.
Right.
So when they killed their parents and they started going and partying and all that shit, like they just thought like it was like the rest of their life where it's like there's no consequences for, you know, you go out, and their dad showed them like, you go out and take what the fuck you want, whether it's my butt or the world. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the question that raises is like, okay, that's definitely fucking the kids up. But at what point as a parent do you let your kids get in trouble? Right? Because everybody says like, I'll do anything to protect my kids and shit. It's like, maybe you should let them feel a little bit of the real world shit.
For sure.
Like when so for instance, like my son would come home and when he was younger, maybe having a problem in a class or some shit, and he'd be like, oh, that fucking teacher don't like me. And I would be like, I don't want to hear that shit. I want to hear that shit. If this teacher comes home, if you're getting shit sent home, it's because you're doing something wrong. Yeah. I'm not going to stand behind you and go fight and tell you, oh, he needs to get switched out of class. I'm not playing none of that bullshit. This is the real world. In the real world, whenever you're not in school and you work for somebody and they pay your bills, say your boss is an asshole. You have to learn how to deal with that person. You have to navigate your way through the situation. Yeah. So if you're dealing with a teacher, maybe you're right. I'll give you that. Maybe the teacher don't like the way your face looks. Maybe he don't like me. Maybe he don't like your mom. Maybe he just doesn't like you. She doesn't like you, and they will go out of their way to make your time with them hard. Okay. So what are you gonna do about it? You think I'm gonna take you out of that class and make it easy for you. No, you're gonna have to figure out do what you have to do to appease this person.
Yeah.
To make it through the situation.
Yeah.
It's just real life.
For real. And I mean, I'm a statistical kind of person. And it's like there's like pretty much a 99% chance that the teacher isn't like singling you out for no reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like you're being a smart ass, or
you were doing something to piss the teacher off.
Right.
You mean to tell me you were just sitting there quietly in class following the rules and they were like, that one, fuck them.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
No.
And sometimes things get misconstrued and there's misunderstandings that linger. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like you might try to sneak in a little snide remark or be funny, and they took it super fucking wrong, and you know what I mean? Like put you on the blacklist forever for that shit, which is not cool either. You're a kid. But you gotta like I think like what my point is like at some point you have to have accountability.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great word.
It's okay to be like, that teacher fucking don't like me, or she's always picking on me and shit like that.
Young Jeffrey.
But let's if you can come to me and be real and be like, take accountability, be like, look, I was being an asshole the first week of school. She didn't like it, and now she hates me. Then I believe then like me and you can talk like levelly. But if you're just like, yo, she just hates me. I didn't do anything. I never done anything. Never said anything.
You're no victim. You're no victim.
Come on, bro. You're full of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
you know what I've told my kids, both of my kids. I've always said to them, I said, I will defend you to the death. Right? That doesn't mean get you out of trouble. I will defend you to the death if you are honest with me.
Yeah.
If let's say you broke into your friend's house and stole some shit. If you get in some shit and I go to you, hey, you stole that shit, and you were like, yeah, I was fucked up. I was doing some dumb shit. Okay, now we're gonna deal with that.
Yeah.
Not deal with that, and I'm gonna go write them a $10,000 check. Deal with that is we're gonna deal with these consequences. I'll try to minimize it as much as I can, but you have to learn from this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pull some. Okay, well, let's put a story together. You weren't there; it was somebody else. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna play that role with you. And I've seen parents.
Unless you kill somebody.
Now it depends on why'd you kill them? Were they raping you?
Why'd you whack them? Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to be learned in a situation like that, because you and I both know people who have had their parents get them out of some shit.
Yeah.
Right? We know some people who've gotten some shit that was like, nah, y'all should have did a little bit of time or a little bit of punishment for that.
Yeah.
You walked away with nothing? Nothing? Yeah, okay. You didn't learn shit. And they're not good people to this day.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of that. I've seen a lot of like people being lifted up and taken care of, and I'm like, see, all right, so I'll give myself an example, right? Myself as an example. I'm the type of person is like, I'm gonna take care of it. Like, I ain't gonna ask nobody for no money. I ain't gonna ask nobody to help me. Like, I'll never ask nobody for shit. And sometimes I might be struggling, you know what I'm saying? But I guess I've given myself tough love so that I can be a strong fucking man and a person, you know what I mean? And so that probably kind of skews my vision or my thoughts on other people, because I see other people get into some shit and be bailed out over and over again. And then I'm like, yo, you got to show them tough love. Like, I'm the dickhead. I'm like, you gotta like addicts, for instance, like they always say rock bottom. Like, as long as you're somebody's safety net, they're going to never hit rock bottom. And the only way I've ever heard of people changing is when they hit rock bottom, when they don't have a way out. If you're constantly giving them a way out, and I think that's like part of how, I wouldn't say I'm like some super successful person, but I feel like I'm a success for myself because that's how I've treated myself. I've treated myself like, you don't have no safety net, bro. You don't have nobody you could call. And that's a lie. I mean, I do have good and great people around me that love me and would step up for me. But in my mind, up here, I don't, like that's how I've always been, to the point where like people, like for instance, my dad's like almost felt offended at times when I wouldn't just be like, "Hey, man," you know, like.
I've heard it many a time, not from your dad, but on my side of the world, it's like, why didn't you call me? I'm a person that, when I was younger, I would try to get myself out of the situation. I would try to bullshit, lie, like school shit. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't me. I try to cover up my tracks or whatever, and just not. But as I grew older and I grew a conscience, I became a father. Consequences, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Whatever the consequence is, and some people are like, oh, you could have did this and did that. You could have. No, I'll take it all the way. And this is why I take it all the way. Because I don't ever want to face this again. So what that does is it holds me accountable, hold myself accountable, and it makes me go, if I'm not willing to deal with those consequences, I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
I've never been a thief. I've never been, a criminal too much.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was younger, I was mischievous and shit.
Broken some laws, but
yeah, sure. When I was a kid, I was mischievous and shit. But like as I became an adult, I was like, yo, jail's for real. Like I ain't trying to fuck with jail. I ain't trying to fuck with that life of I got a court date coming up next month and
I've been to jail twice in my life.
I ain't even going to visit a motherfucker.
Nope. Fuck that shit. Fuck a jail. I ain't built for jail.
We were watching 60 Days In the other day, and like 2 days ago, and Melody was like, I think I could do it. We got that conversation went around the living room. Like, could you do it? Could you do 60 Days In? Christina was like, I think I could do it. No, you can't. I told her that. No, you can't. Melody was like, I think I could do it. I was like, you might could. But she's like, I'll just fight somebody. It's like, man, let's back up. Yeah. She's like, let's back the fuck up. I definitely couldn't do it. I ain't trying to. I ain't got nothing to prove. I ain't never been a tough guy, and I ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. I ain't going to jail. No. Them boys tried to take us when we was in high school. We had a, you can go on a field trip to jail.
Yeah, like scared straight.
It was like law education. Like it wasn't scared straight, but it was like you go to jail to see the jail. I was like, why the fuck is this a field trip? Like I was like, and it was on my birthday. I skipped school. I ain't going to fucking jail. So, on my birthday?
On my birthday?
Yeah, fuck y'all. I don't even want to go to the jail parking lot. I don't even want to know where the jail's at.
Yeah,
I ain't trying to see jail, dog.
Yeah. What'd you think of J. Cole's new shit? That new joint?
Which one?
The Port Antonio or whatever.
I think at some point they got to have some kind of conversation about him being in the top 5. Like
I think
like
so
just
too,
like
yeah.
universally known. Like J. Cole's top 5.
Yeah. I've always, this one thing, like, and we've had this conversation that I've always hated about hip hop is like, it's like if you're soft, then you're not good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, first of all, I don't think J. Cole's soft. I think he's smart. You know what I'm saying?
So before you get too far into that, I want to expand on what you just said.
Yeah.
This is why I think he needs to be put in the top 5. It's one thing to be able to put words together, right? It's one thing to be able to tell a story. There's like characteristics to a good rapper. We've talked about this attributes. You're good at this, you're good at that. J. Cole is probably one of the best, if not the best, at truly expressing himself.
Yeah.
Like in an entertaining way, because entertainment's like a factor that you always have to find that to make it be great.
Yeah.
But the way that Kendrick and Drake thing, everybody knows, went haywire.
Yeah.
For him to just sit back, first off, bow out early in the match, and be like, nope, whatever. He's great. I'm fine. Fuck it. If it's fuck me, I'm taking that shit. And for him to come back after all of the shit was said and done and be able to express himself to be like, see, this is why I fucking bowed out. Because Kendrick's my dog.
Yeah.
And he said that shit live in Fayetteville.
Yeah,
he's like, why am I going to get into this? That's my dog, man.
Yeah.
He said some slick shit. You know what? So what? Fuck it. That is my dude.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking jump into a big ass thing because y'all want me to. I love that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm hurt that he said it, but and I did what I did. I said my shit, whatever he said. What was it called? Crocodile Tears? What was it? What was the track?
7 something.
But the little diss track, and it was good.
Exercise or what was it?
The diss track,
7-minute drill.
The diss track was fucking dope. I felt like J. Cole would have fucking smashed, but I called it though. I said he's gonna do this. He's gonna hit Kendrick back, but he's gonna be hurt about it.
Yeah.
Because he's not soft, but he's just in touch with himself.
Yeah. Well, I think that.
Pause.
I do think that.
Pause.
Even if he would have won, he wouldn't have won.
What would he have gained?
I mean, he wouldn't have won.
What has Kendrick gained? What has Drake gained? Nothing. A little bit of clout for the battle.
Yeah, it's just like it's just what I'm saying though. It's just like they label Drake and Cole as soft, and Kendrick somehow is labeled like hardcore gangster, and I'm like, why? Why is Kendrick hard? Like, dude is 5 foot nothing, and he's not like, and he has always been on some conscious soft shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, yeah, his music has like attitude.
Sure.
But dude is doing the same.
He's from Compton.
Yeah.
Talk about products of our environment. He raps about shit that.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to say Kendrick's soft. I'm just saying like.
No, but
why did it become of? Why did it? I hate that it always becomes like a who's more real
Yeah.
street hard, like
Neither
who's
one
got
of them,
more
neither
of the,
one of them are.
I know.
Neither one of them are.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Drake, Cole, or fucking
None of them.
None of them.
None
They're
of them.
fucking entertainers, dude.
Yeah, it's the same shit like Tupac. Like Tupac is like looked at as like, cause he got shot and like his music like some gangster, but motherfucker was a ballerina. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody goes back to that first interview they showed him when he was in the school. Did you see it? I know you've seen it.
Yeah,
but like, they've been like bringing it up lately. Like he's all, I'm
yes.
Tupac. He's like, they're like,
That's him for real. That's all of these guys for real.
I think in the movie that's why Jada was like, "What are you doing?"
Bro, I'll give it. Okay, I'll compare it to us, even though we don't deserve to even be compared to them. But I just like we're us, and that's the best way to do it. But every time we've been like, all right, Creekside, for instance, when we were Creekside, all right, when we was doing that shit heavy, like we weren't the gangsters.
No,
we were the fucking rappers.
Yeah.
Like we weren't the ones fighting. Like, even though at every show people were fighting, every show fucking somebody was getting a gun pulled on them, people were shooting at each other, fucking people were going to jail, they were doing drive-bys by other people's house. Like, we weren't involved in none of that shit.
Word.
We were rappers. We are fucking artists. We are not, like, yeah, we can fucking hear about Jeff fucking fighting some dude out front because he didn't fuck with Creekside and Jeff was riding for us, so Jeff was the one out there fighting. So then
shouts out to Jeff.
yeah, so then 2 weeks later, like we drop a song talking about fuck that dude that was fighting Jeff, and we like, yo, you know, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. Like we were the voice.
Yeah,
But we weren't the gangsters,
No.
and neither are these guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like they don't have connections, and like I mean Drake's fucking 100-something millionaire. Like he can have anybody murked if he wanted to. You know what I mean? So could J. Cole, so could Kendrick. But the fact of the matter is, y'all are fucking artists, and art is soft.
Yeah, well, going back to the Tupac thing.
For the record, I ain't a gangster.
I didn't say
see you do some gangster shit though.
yeah.
Gator don't take no shit.
Don't take no shit.
Gator don't take no shit.
Gators bitches wear chips. But God damn, what was I about to say? I forgot.
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
It do be like that.
You talking to my guy all wrong.
Hey, you none of y'all been watching the WNBA finals, huh? Man.
I gotta clarify something. So TikTok keeps on telling me that Caitlin Clark went to the European League. Is that bullshit? I think it's bullshit.
Nah, I'm not sure because I'm not.
I thought she had a contract with the WNBA for a few years. They said that she was going to the European leagues or so, overseas.
No, but
she
the
should be locked up with the fever for a while.
I thought so too, man. I think it's bullshit about her going to.
Y'all gonna let me tell you what's going on?
Please.
All right,
Sorry.
I'm gonna tell you. WNBA is different than NBA, so I'm pretty sure that they're allowed to play other shit with the WNBA because they don't make a lot of money. So I'm pretty sure they're allowed to like I think she's allowed to go play some European games during the off season.
Okay.
But she can't sign contracts or nothing.
Yeah.
But she can go make a little bread.
She got to be back.
Play a few games.
She got to be back for the season.
Yeah.
This is what I was gonna say.
So it's like Live Golf and PGA.
I guess.
Like some of them guys.
I don't know. I could be wrong on that. You could look it up, man. You got the fucking world at your fingertips.
This was about to say
Caitlin
before I
Clark,
forgot what I was gonna
European
say.
League.
About the gangster shit. In Tupac's own words, he was like, I started living that gangster life, trying to sell drugs, trying to be on some G shit, and the real G's around me was like, nah, yo, this ain't that's us.
Yeah,
you tell our story.
Well, I think we spoke about this with the J. Cole song. where he's what's the fucking song where he's like
you look
I
up to
want
me.
be like
yeah,
you,
I look
talking
up to
about
you.
his drug dealer homie, and then his drug dealer homie
He's
because
like,
he was trying to
me?
buy some he was like front me some shit, and he was like, no.
Yeah.
He's like, but I want to be like you, man. I want to have the cars. But he's like, me? I want to be like you, motherfucker.
Yeah, hell, I don't want to do this shit.
Nah.
I wish I had your fucking
Like, you know how smart you are.
Ben
you know?
Affleck, Goodwill Hunting with what's his name?
Yeah, you come here, I'll beat your ass.
Damn, yeah, that's wild, dude.
She's looking into it, but she ain't signed. She ain't signed it.
Dude,
So
why
it
are
is-
they?
it
They
is
are
up in there.
hating on Caitlin Clark, dude. All my TikToks, she shows everybody hating
This
on
is
her,
a
dude.
dude. Look at her esophagus.
Fuck out of here, Caitlin Clark's the shit, dude. That girl can ball.
Nah, I mean, they hate on her because she's. Yeah, everybody.
A white girl in the NBA.
That's it.
I really think that's
really
what
it.
a lot of it is.
That's really it.
A white girl rookie
Took,
that's
took
gets kicking
Angela
ass.
Reese and put her on the back.
God,
Yeah.
I can't stand listening to Angela Reese, girl, man.
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese, whatever her name is. Fucking throwing up brick after
Yeah.
brick after brick.
Y'all
Like, she
sound
gets so
like
many
some fucking redneck bumpkin.
She gets so many
motherfuckers, man.
rebounds. Yeah, she gets her own rebounds that
damn.
she keeps on missing.
Nah, you know what it really is with the Caitlin Clark shit is most people ain't hating on her. They're hating on the people that are following her and pretending that they care because she's white. And that's what it really boils down to. Is like you never cared about basketball. You never cared about women's basketball, but you're fucking riding her coattails because she's a white girl that's fucking doing well. She's sick. She's good. Like she's really good. But now y'all want to jump on the wagon because of this white girl. And that's why I think a lot of people are fucking with the backlash. I don't think it's really against her. Like she gets it because it's her, but I really think it's just the following of people that, you know, downplay Reese. And it's hard because there's a lot of white people out there that are fucking dogging Reese because she's the angry black woman in the fucking ghetto, blah, 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 blah. Ghetto, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then big up in Caitlyn. She's so respectful and she's so courteous and she says all the right things and does all the right things.
She is pretty classy.
She is. Like these two things can both be true, but at the same time, like you know as well as I know, you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to like
Yeah, sure.
Angel Reese doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, fuck it. You know, there's got to be. Because Angel Reese has said it herself. It's like wrestling. Like
Right now, Caitlin Clark needs Angel Reese.
They need each other.
They're the Magic.
The
Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
They are fucking. What is it? Hulk Hogan and who's the heel? Like, there's got to be a heel.
Yeah, that's
there's
what I'm saying.
got to be.
There's a Batman and Joker, dude. They need each other.
Yeah, exactly. There's got to be the bad guy. You need people like me,
dude. I love how in the movie The Dark Knight, when at the very end, whenever he's hanging upside down and he says that to him, he's like, "You need me, dude." He's like, "You don't want to kill me. You're not gonna kill me.
Yeah.
If you kill me, you're me. If you kill me, you're just like me.
Exactly.
We need each other.
Yeah.
What a great
And Angel
fucking,
Reese
what a great fucking
great
role,
fucking movie.
dude.
But WNBA, y'all should have watched that game last night. That shit was good as fuck. I'm just excited that people are getting into it because I've had a few people over the course of the last week talking to me about WNBA, and I've been watching the I love basketball,
Mm-hmm.
so like I watch I've always watched the WNBA. You know, I've been watching that shit since fucking Rebecca Lobo was playing, Cheryl Swoops, fucking. I mean, Sue Bird, like Diana Taurasi, I watched her coming up. Like, I've been watching all this shit for years, and I had nobody to talk to about because nobody watches that shit.
Nobody watches that shit.
And it is what it is. I only watch it because I love basketball, and it is a really good, pure, fundamental form of basketball. You know what I'm saying? But I also am not one of those motherfuckers that's going to be like, yo, they should get paid as much as fucking Curry and LeBron and blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not on that tip because it's like, you can't help it. People don't fucking watch it. It's just it's just like how many fucking, shows that come out on Netflix and shit that you've started and then there ain't never been a season 2. And you're like, how the fuck? It's like, cause nobody's watching it.
Yeah.
Just because I like it.
Yeah.
I can't expect everybody else to just be like, give them a bunch of money.
They should have kept Ozark going.
I thought Ozark, but no, I'm more talking.
Damn, this song is my shit, dude.
What's one that I fucking really fucked with that got canceled? Like The Last of Us. Did you ever watch that on HBO? Nah, it's only they're supposed to come out with another season.
I watched I watched School Spirits, and they only have one episode of that.
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah, exactly. What was another one? Visitors. Did you ever watch that show?
Dude,
they only had one season, bro. This is back in the day.
I'm not good at shows. You done told me like 5 shows that I need to watch. I just don't have the attention span.
I don't either. I'm bad. I mean, I guess I do because I know a lot of them, but I'm real bad about. I watch like 2 seasons, and here's the thing. If the show's done, I'll watch that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you binge watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I can watch an episode or 2 each week, and by that fucking in 2 months I've watched the whole fucking shit.
Did you watch the Vincent McMahon shit?
I'm on the 2nd or 3rd episode.
Jeffrey, did you watch it?
That shit is good though.
Were you a wrestling guy? Did you watch it? I mean, I wasn't, but it's good because it shows like the era that we grew up in.
Yeah.
With wrestling shit.
I was never a wrestling guy, but my brother was, so I know a lot more than somebody who's like not. You know what I mean?
It's
like
weird
I'm
because
like in the middle.
But it's weird though. Whenever you get into it, you're like, oh shit, I do remember that. Oh shit, like you remember the key points to wrestling.
Yeah.
Like
that
like
shit was so
points.
Huge, man.
Bret the Hitman Hart, dude. He was my shit.
Yeah.
I wish
try to explain
I wish
this
Dusty
shit,
was shout out Dusty Rose because I know he's watched it probably twice.
Yeah.
So he's probably a great person to discuss this with. But I've never been a Vince McMahon fan.
No, me neither. I hated that guy.
But I loved Bret Hart, dude. Bret the Hitman Hart was my shit. Dude.
Yeah, Bret was my favorite. My favorites are Bret, Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels not in mine.
I love Shawn Michaels. Bret the Hitman Hart was always my all-time favorite, though.
Stone Cold, fucking Undertaker.
Sting.
I like Stone Cold. Sting. I like Sting a lot, too.
Sting was my guy when
I like Sting a lot.
What's cool about the thing, if you watch it, it's like, because when we were coming up, there was 2 of them, right? There's WWF, WCW. But I didn't, until I watched that episode, that series, I didn't realize the connection, like how closely they all knew each other, and there was like a beef between both of the things. I was just like, oh, you're either team WWF or WCW, but like there was a lot of tension. Like you'll see getting into it. They probably already got into it in the 2nd episode, but that was just a great era of fucking wrestling, dude.
It was. Yeah, Lex Luger,
Hulk Hogan when he turned bad, man.
Yeah,
and you know, but you know what happened with Vince McMahon, right? Like he got caught up fucking with some girls or something. Like he on some Diddy shit right now.
Oh yeah,
he's fucked, dude. Yeah, he's fucked.
Yeah, because who else got fucked up with him?
Like with the case shit.
Yeah, who was like the first thing that they start talking about? Who's the wrestler that like was like, yeah, he.
Chris Benoit.
No. I'm talking about with the fucked.
It's a fucked up joke.
Yeah. Talk about a family guy.
Talk about a family guy.
Yeah, but no, the dude that was like, yeah, he basically was trying to sign me and like sent a girl to me and was like, do whatever to him and blah blah blah. Dude's fucked up too about this shit. It's a big name.
They talked about it in the thing?
No, this is outside of that. Like with the case and the lawsuit.
I don't know.
It's not Kurt Angle. It's like a bigger name wrestler that
Brock Lesnar?
Might have been Brock Lesnar. Who'd they remove from like all their shit? They just like removed a guy's highlights, took him out the Hall of Fame and all that
Hogan
shit.
got on some shit, but it wasn't because of that.
No, this is tied to the Vince McMahon shit. Man, I don't know. I have to ask Dusty because me and Dusty talked about it. If
Dusty's watching this, he's jumping up.
But I cannot remember that
shit. How do you not know this?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. But basically, Vince McMahon was doing shit like that. Like he would get girls and bring them in.
I believe every word of it. I believe every word of the Diddy thing too.
Just the way that Vince McMahon said the one shit, he was like, "I'm not going to. I can't tell y'all. I'll tell you some stories. I'll make it interesting, but I can't." I'm not about to get up here and spill the secrets. Like, this shit's too deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There was a long time ago, I lost a lot of respect for him whenever remember that show, Bryant Gumbel, Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel? Vince McMahon was on there, and not only was he on there, but, God, what was the dude's name? Buff Bagwell.
Yep.
He was a wrestler.
I used to like Buff Bagwell.
Yeah, I remember Buff Bagwell, but he was on there.
Remember when he had the fucking hairdress shit? Like the Egyptian. You don't remember that? Jeff, pull a picture
Was it
of Buff.
Odyssey Jones?
No, I'm trying to think.
But,
Pull up a picture of Buff Bagwell.
But
Buff Bagwell headdress. Type that in.
He was on there, and Brian Gumbel was basically like, "What is this with that about all these accusations of you feeding them pills and steroids and all this shit?" And Vince McMahon got like irate and was like, "I never fucking did that. You know that? I never fucking fed on my fucking pills. I'm a honest businessman." All that shit, and Buff Bagwell was like, "Shit, motherfucker's full of shit, dude." I remember that shit because Buff Bagwell was talking to him, and he was like, Brian Gumbel was like, "How many pills do you take?" He's like, "At my worst, I was taking about 90 to 100 Percocets a day." And he was like 90 to 100. He's like, "Why would you do something like that?" He's like, "Motherfucker, I took 4 Percocets before I came to this interview." He's like, "Why? What? That's fucking stupid." He's like, you ever broke your neck?" He was like, "Well, no." He's like, "Don't talk to me about pain. I'm in pain all the time, dude. They're fucking. I need this
Right.
shit. I need this shit to maintain." We call him Dusty. Dusty knows.
Yo, you live on the pod. You live on the pod.
I'm live on the pod. What up? What up?
Hey, D-Rizzle.
What's that?
Who was the guy that just got fucked up in the Vince McMahon shit? That was like, yeah, they were sending him girls, and they like took all his shit off of the Hall of Fame, all that.
You talking about the dude that was like running it with him?
The wrestler that was hemmed up in the case.
The only wrestler that they named was Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I
Go,
thought. Brock
go,
Lesnar.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Go, Anthony.
And wasn't it Buff Bagwell that used to wear the Egyptian headdress?
No, that's Scott Steiner.
Scott Steiner. Pull up Scott Steiner,
oh my
son.
God.
Big Papa Pump.
Big Papa Pump, dog. That shit goes so.
Hey,
that's it right there, Jeffrey. Look
Dusty.
at that shit. That shit goes so
Hey,
hard.
oh yeah, hell yeah. Hey, Dusty.
This man's jacked.
Hey, Dusty. Can you hear me? Hey, who was the wrestler that played the character Papa Shango?
They played what?
Papa Shango.
The Godfather.
Same guy?
Also the Godfather to come out with the
With the whole train.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
He was Godfather.
That's a
and he
good.
was- he
That's a
was
good
like
lifeline right
Kung
there.
Fu Mustafa.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, we appreciate it, man. We was talking about that Vince McMahon documentary, and then
Man, that's
we got.
crazy. Fucking City and Rudy called me the other day with a wrestling question. I'm like the wrestling connoisseur.
Hell yeah, you're better than Google, dude.
Yeah, dude. You need to drop the retro roads and get the wrestling roads game. Get the wrestling roads going.
I might do that, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. You're a fucking historian, dog. Hey, we appreciate it though, man. I'll hit you up later.
No doubt about it.
All right, bro.
Later.
Yeah, bro. Anytime I'm talking wrestling, I got hit
always-
with it.
I
Yeah,
always think
he's
of him.
on it,
I
bro.
always
He's
think
on
of
it.
it. I know he's on his shit, dude.
Hell yeah. Big Papa Pump. See, I thought Buff Bagwell, but it is Big Papa Pump. Look at that motherfucker, dog. You wore that.
Scott Steiner.
Yo, he used to come out in that headdress, dude. I was like,
Didn't he started out with one of his they were Steiner
brothers,
He was
yeah.
a brother,
Yeah,
right? They used to come out. They used to wear like
Eric
the
Steiner,
old
I
school
think.
wrestling headdress and shit,
they
right?
were like
Like wrestlers, and they used to fight with like the Legion of Doom.
Yep.
What was the dudes that had the fucking spike?
Legion of Doom.
That was Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Hawk and
Animal.
Yeah. I seen them fight live when they were here. You know, I was in like first grade. Papa Shango was there.
Yeah, them dudes was dope as fuck. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Dude,
Well, shout out Dusty Rhodes, man. That's my brother, man.
oh yeah.
Hey, he always on that fucking wrestling too, man. He always knows. We gotta have him on and talk wrestling.
Does he still watch? Does anybody still watch wrestling?
Dusty
like
does. Yeah,
Shit.
yeah. He stays on
watches
that shit.
Matches from the
Yeah,
90s.
Roman Reigns. Like, I think Roman Reigns just passed away or some shit, didn't he?
Probably.
Scott Hall did.
They all
A
passed.
lot of
Razor
fucking
Ramon.
All the names we know.
a lot of fucking wrestlers be dying.
Razor Ramon died.
That shit
a few
is
years ago,
crazy.
About a year ago.
Damn,
Scott
not
Hall.
Razor Ramon.
Hey,
dog.
Chico. I used to fucks with Razor Ramon, dude.
Hell
That Razor's
yeah.
Edge, that was a motherfucking. I done put many a little kid in a Razor's Edge on the trampoline, dude. Slamming their necks into the fucking shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna holler at Dusty though. I'm gonna see if he want to come on in a few weeks, man. You know what? let's do a water drops, man. Let's
Me, you, Dusty.
yeah.
We're calling it out 1 month, right?
Yeah. 1 month from now, I'm gonna get Dusty to send us a beat, and we'll fucking, I'll get him to pick
Let's
a
get
beat,
busy,
and we'll
man.
do
It's
it.
been a
Let's
minute.
get busy,
It's been a
bro.
while,
It
man.
has. I definitely want to do that, man. Hey, shout out Dusty Rhodes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, shout out the Hooplas. We got some shit. I'm sure by the time this drops, the teaser will be out, but we about to drop a video with the Hooplas. They're my brothers, man. Y'all check that shit out. It's called Southbound. What else? Shit, I mean, come vibe with us every Thursday.
That's where we be.
That's how we do. Shout out my cameraman, Foolish.
Foolish.
Young Jeffrey.
Old Jeffrey.
My co-host, Cousin Sal.
Hey.
I'm the water boy. Think harder, work smarter. If you want it to grow, just add water. It's the water pie. Peace.
We out.
And all I could be, I guess it's my fault. Failure's not an option for me, right? A little dust on the bottom, another melody.